The leadership of both parties has been in on this scam for decades, and it's time we call them out and expose them. Phillip Patrick from Birch Gold is also tired of this scam. He joins us now. Phillip, how do you think the $1.7 trillion omnibus bill will affect the American economy this year? Because I'm guessing that inflation's not going to go down with this sort of spending, right?
It doesn't. This is yet another spending package that was thrown together literally just before the deadline. You've got to bear in mind, this is a 4,400-page spending bill that lawmakers received 48 hours before the vote, and nobody really had a chance to read it. And as we've come to expect from this administration, it's not just spending, but wasteful spending, and I mean really wasteful spending. We're talking millions of dollars to make highways more bee-friendly, right? Millions of dollars for LGBTQ museums. By the way, the word salmon appeared in the bill 48 times. The word inflation 19 times. Apparently, Congress think salmon twice as more, twice more as important as rising prices. Look, as you pointed out in the open, this level of unnecessary spending is the last thing we need, especially considering the current inflationary climate. It's a nightmare, Dr. Gina.
Well, speaking of inflation, can the Fed get it under control next year?
Listen, I think it's an almost impossible job, and I think so for the reason that you mentioned in the lead up. We've got a Fed that are trying to cool economic activities. They're trying to lower demand, actively destroying money through a process of quantitative tightening. Then on the other hand, you have just large-scale deficit spending, and as we mentioned before, wasteful spending, right? This doesn't just create more debt. At the end of the day, it creates more money. What is inflation? It's too much money chasing the same amount of goods and services. So you've got the Federal Reserve and the federal government actively working against each other, right? Meanwhile, we've got a national debt over $31 trillion. So as long as this sort of conflict exists, I think there's no chance that they get a handle on inflation.